Warning, censorship. Warning, censorship.
Let me explain. You might remember a month ago or so, I was given a summons. Toronto police drove to my house. I don't even live in Toronto. I live in Richmond Hill. And they hand-delivered me a summons for trespassing.
You've been cautioned now not to enter the premises of that federal quarantine facility.
It was noted that there is no record of this ticket in the system. This has to be a quarantine hotel. Unlike what Jamie told us last time,
closed for construction.
It doesn't look like it's under construction. You know, I'd love to have my day in court. Right now, this is a default as opposed to a hard-fought battle. But as I say, a W is a W, but I would love to take the Crown and the cops to task for a ludicrous trespass ticket that never should have been issued in the first place. David Menzies for Rebel News here in Toronto. And folks, I'm back at the Radisson on Dixon Road here near the airport. And basically it's to do a victory lap of sorts. Now, let me explain. You might remember a month ago or so, I was given a summons. Toronto police drove to my house. I don't even live in Toronto. I live in Richmond Hill. And they hand-delivered me a summons for trespassing.
Summons here for you for court.
Okay.
It's for enter premises when entry prohibited.
Okay.
All right.
Can you explain when this occurred, sir?
Yes, last Thursday.
Okay. That was when I went to a Radisson Hotel that's open to the public, so I don't understand the trespass, officer.
Okay. Well, you can, I guess, get some legal advice if you wish. That's your option. You've been cautioned now not to enter the premises of that federal quarantine facility at 640 Dixon Road in Toronto.
And that's very odd. And now what did I do to bring about that trespass summons? Well, we have the video evidence. I simply walked up to the front entrance of the hotel. Here, check it out. Well, folks, we are in the, the foyer of the hotel, and lo and behold, there is the logo for Public Health Agency of Canada. So this has to be a quarantine hotel. Unlike what Jamie told us last time,
closed for construction.
It doesn't look like it's under construction. I mean, they've done something to it. It looks like there's some kind of, sterile holding facility here, but this hotel has been constructed, and there is some sort of a processing area here, and we just want to get some answers to our questions, but no one's going to open these doors and no one's going to come out, so we'll just head back out. Yeah, so that's considered to be trespassing, except there's just one hitch, folks. There are different levels of private property. Yes, this Radisson is a private property, much like a shopping mall, a restaurant is, but they tend to welcome in members of the public on a daily basis. That's how they financially survive. The second thing is, as you saw in that video, there was no fence, there was no signage, such as this right behind me, private property, no trespassing. That went up in the days after my initial visit. Now, isn't that interesting? I think that's called locking the barn door after the horse is bolted. So what happened in my day of court is this. It was noted that there is no record of this ticket in the system. And that means one of two things. The first thing is it truly is some kind of clerical error. Now, that doesn't mean I get off scot-free, because if it is a clerical error and they decide to pursue this, police have 6 months to come back to my house and give me another summons, and we'll have another court date. Or, and this is what I think is the more likely answer, the Crown decided there was no reasonable grounds for prosecution, and you know what? I think they're right. There are no reasonable grounds of prosecution. This is what's known as a crap case for the Crown, because, like I said, I simply walked to the front entrance of a hotel that appeared to be open to the public at the time, and it was before all of this went in, the fencing, the private property, no trespassing notices, etc. So I guess we will get a conclusion to this story in what I guess September, if I'm not reserved with a trespassing summons. But in the meantime, isn't this just a mockery? Think of all the resources that are going in to this crazy quarantine hotel program. We know the people here are not having a good experience. We've heard allegations of sexual assault. We've heard so many confirmed stories that the food is garbage. In the case of one individual we met, potentially deadly because he had a seafood allergy and he was, of course, served seafood. And the funny thing, too, is this hotel, folks, isn't even on the official government list of quarantine hotels. So here we are in a situation where we've either won the case, like I said, we'll know for sure in 6 months, or we will have our day in court. And if I had a wish, I'd love to have my day in court. Right now, this is a default as opposed to a hard-fought battle. But as I say, a W is a W, but I would love to take the Crown and the cops to task for a ludicrous trespass ticket that never should have been issued in the first place. For Rebel News, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Hey folks, have you heard? We have been completely demonetized from YouTube. And what did we do? Well, we just have a contrarian opinion, I suppose, to the mainstream media. That makes us media non grata in the eyes of the YouTube poobahs. But I want you to go to a website, which is afteryoutube.com. That's afteryoutube.com. Sign up and see how we're fighting back against censorship tyranny.